How do we know if it is abuse? So today we're going to look at the types of domestic violence in Malaysia. This awareness campaign is brought to you by Wanita Berdaya Selangor, a Selangor government initiative. So the most obvious type of abuse is physical abuse. Examples would be hitting, slapping, beating, kicking. This is something more obvious. Okay, how do you know that your friend or your family member, your relative, your aunt, your cousin is being physically abused? You could look out for indicators like bruises, on their hands. Usually the bruises are in hidden places. Okay, more severe ones would be like broken bones and physical injuries. But that's not the only kind of abuse we have. We also have something more internal, like emotional or psychological abuse. Examples are like insults, threats, humiliation, and if the spouse is controlling the victim's behavior. So how can you help identify that your friend or relative is, facing this kind of abuse? You could look at their change in character. Maybe they used to be a very confident person and then now they're having lower self-esteem. Maybe they have more anxiety or they are showing signs of depression. So these are things that we could look out for. And then we also have sexual abuse. This is something maybe a lot of people are not aware of. Do you know that forcing your spouse to have sexual activities is actually illegal? Sex without consent is considered rape, even though you are married. So this is also a form of sexual abuse that a lot of people tend to not take it seriously. Okay. Indicators would be injuries and traumatic stress as well, but this is something personal and the individual needs to be aware of this. And then we have the financial and economic abuse. For example, your spouse is controlling your finances or preventing access to money or sabotaging your career or your employment status. So how do you know this? You can look out for a lack of financial independence, restricted access to essential resources. If your friend, your co-worker, your relative is having these signs, you should actually, help by pointing it out to them and, help them be more alert and realize that they are facing this abuse. Sometimes you don't realize it. Okay, and the next one is social abuse. This is the last one in this post. Social abuse would be where your spouse, starts to isolate you from your friends and family and monitor your communications, like who are you texting, who are you with, those kind of things. The indicator would be withdrawal from social activities. You start seeing, your friends stop to actually meet up with you and stuff. So that might be a reason, an indicator showing that maybe their spouse isn't allowing them to go out. So these are signs that we can actually look out for our friends, our family, our co-workers. It's not just the victim that actually needs to realize these types of abuse, but people surrounding them as well. If you have a friend who comes and tells you and shares with you these kind of indicators that they are going through, you need to actually be more supportive and, help them get through to the next stage of getting help. So that's all. I hope you all can stay alert, be vigilant, and let's fight against domestic violence.